Warning. This podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to Viewers Anonymous.
I am Scoots Bronson.
And I am S. Foster.
And this is the Viewers Anonymous podcast where we give you our takes and reviews on movies and TV straight out of Hollywood. What's up with you, my guy?
Man, perfection that time, man.
Oh, yeah, listen. Man. I've been working on it in the mirror.
That's what's up, man. But yo, man, same thing, different day, man. You know, dealing with all this traffic out here because everybody want to move down here. But you know, everybody want to hear me keep bitching about that. Yeah, man. But good, man. You know, pretty alright week at work. So just been out here grinding, man. Just grinding, and you know, we doing a whole bunch of meetings and shit, trying to make stuff perfect. So been good though, man. How about yourself? How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling good, feeling great, man. So you know what I'm saying? Oh, let me tell you what happened to me, bro. Real quick story.
Man.
So remember, you know what I'm saying? My back was messed up because of my sciatic nerve or whatever, right?
Yep.
So I was basically off of work for like a week and 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
But excuse me, I went in one day just to give my paperwork. I probably could have worked, but I was told not to. So went in and gave him my paperwork, you know what I'm saying, let them know I actually been to the doctor and everything else like that, blah, blah, blah. So I worked that Friday. So, you know what I'm saying, this is pay week, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I'm probably going to get like a $60 check because I only got like 2 days on there, you know, I'm sitting there thinking, man, I get my check, man, that motherfucker said $48, bro. Hey, bro, have you ever been like so like you ever worked yourself up on something so much and then when it happened, bro, you be so disappointed because you be like, bro, this ain't nothing like what I thought it was gonna be.
Oh no! Oh, you want to hear some shit? So you remember? Well, obviously you got to remember the first time we met. This is when this happened. So when I told my Achilles I was out for 2 weeks, right? So I told my boss, yo, I'm gonna be out, you know, put me out for the next 2 weeks or whatnot, right? Yeah. So payday come around, Friday hits. I check my account.
Ain't nothing in there.
Nothing. Well, I mean, not nothing in there, but yeah. You know what I'm saying? My paycheck went. I'm like, the fuck? I called this dude. I'm like, yo, but where my check at? And he's like, well, like, what you mean? I was like, I'm out. You know, where my check? He was like, oh, well, you know, you have to put in your like time like in 2 weeks for you to get your vacation pay. And I'm like, hold up. So Doc put me out for 2 weeks, which you knew was coming, but you're not gonna pay me. You know what I'm saying? My vacation pay for this. He was like, because I didn't give you 2 weeks. And he was like, yeah. I was like, so what's the difference of me taking 2 weeks in February or me taking 2 weeks in November? Either way, you're giving me the money.
Yeah.
So it don't matter. Even if, like, dude, the way our stuff works, if we don't take our vacation, we can cash it out. So either way, this is money that you were going to give me regardless. And he tried to make it seem like he was doing me a favor by giving me my money. I do it for you this time, but you know, this time my ass. What the fuck you talking about, man? Give me my damn money. But
booting your ass for real.
Hey, but I was ready to. I was in Ohio. I was ready to go hit up something. And that check didn't hit. But you said 40. I know it's a little bit more disappointing for 40 than 0, but like it was 0. But I was like, nah.
No. It wasn't the fact that. It wasn't the fact that I got paid $48 because truthfully, you know what I'm saying? That's what really, I only worked 1 day. So, I mean, I really shouldn't even have expected that. My thing was I hyped myself up. In my head, I worked 1 day, but I'm supposed to be getting holiday pay because I got an excuse like shit. At least give me my holiday pay. I didn't get shit. So I'm sitting here like I'm trying to think of how I'm about to stretch this 60. You know what I'm saying? And make this shit work. you know what I mean, until my next paycheck. Cause I'm like, man, you know, I got a little something saved up, but that's for something totally different. So I really ain't touching that. So I'm like, man, this 60, I gotta make this last until, you know what I'm saying, I get this next check. Cause this next check, I got my raise on there. So, you know, I'm gonna be all right. So, you know, I'm gonna be good. I can make this 60. Last shit said $48. And I was in the chiropractor's office. Bro, my face went from joy to disappointment so fast, bro. But that shit just had me rolling. When me and my mom was laughing about that shit, man. She was like, shit, you lucky you got paid at all. She was like, shit, usually, you know, taxes take all that shit. But, man, that shit was just so funny, bro. It'd be so funny how you hype yourself up for shit, man, and get yourself so anxious and ready for shit. And then when it don't come, you just be sitting there looking stupid like, man, all these goddamn big dreams.
Hey, but I had it happen in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
So the boss, he had ended up, because we had a holiday, so we was off like that Monday or whatever.
Yeah.
And what he did was, like they give us like, well, this new guy I work with, he do shit way better. But this guy, he would only pay you probably like not even a third, like a quarter of your salary, like for that holiday day. Like you wouldn't even really get nothing basically. Oh, okay. He did it like backwards, like, and I get my check hit, but it's like $1,600. I'm like, oh shit! Like he finally started appreciating me around this bitch. Man, he come up to my truck. He was like, I messed up on the pay. Like I overpaid you. I was supposed to do this, and I did it the opposite way. So I'm like, all right, but you know, it's sitting there now. And he's like, yeah, but what I'm gonna do? He was like, the next 2 weeks, your check is gonna be short because I'm gonna be taking. I was like, man, this guy, man.
He some other shit, bro. That's your fault. You gotta take that L, man. You can't.
Man, take that L. But I think he didn't take. Well, number one, he's an asshole. But number two, he didn't take it because he didn't just do it with me. He did it with like 4 or 5 other drivers. Yeah. Well, it wasn't everybody. It was most of us though. But yeah, and then he ended up screwing me over. Because he ended up taking it out for 3 weeks. And then I was like, yo, like, Will, why you take more money? Mm-hmm. And he was like, oh, well, you make more than the other guys. So I had to go for a 3rd week on you. I was like, I don't think that math is right, but I ain't going to sit here and argue with you. And then he came up in the office. Then he came up with me later. Yeah, I didn't supposed to take that 3rd week. I was like, yeah, I know you didn't supposed to take that 3rd week. But then I fucked around and put my 2-week notice in. He never gave me that money back. But I was like, whatever.
That's all right. That's what he get. Man. So man, listen, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's been a great week. We got some good things going on, man. Let's go ahead and jump into what we watching, bro.
Let's do it. What we watching?
What you got for this week, my guy?
Oh man, what I got this week, man, it was something that popped up on HBO Max, man. I figured I would give it a try. Looked at the people who was in it. I was like, man, you know, this gotta be all right, man. So I click on it, man, and the movie I'm talking about is Moonfall. You know, I got Halle Berry in it. Got my man Patrick. Man, I forget what his last name is. He's the dude that playing the Conjuring in the joint. Mm-hmm. So I'm sitting here watching this shit, and it's by the dude Emmerich. You know, he makes a lot of the end of the world type of movie joints, and he did Day After Tomorrow, 2012. You know, you get my drift. So I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, you know, this time, you know, this is involving the moon. You know, and I love space. You know me, dude, I follow NASA because I just think like space pictures are like the most beautiful stuff I've ever seen. Man. This was like the worst version of The Day After Tomorrow that I ever seen. I'm like, man, what the fuck is this? I'm sitting here watching this. Like, this is the thing, people. Visually, it might be like one of the most beautiful movies you've ever seen. With like the dumbest plot, it wasn't even I don't even know if you can call the plot twist a plot twist. It was just you watching it, it's like, what the fuck is this? And like even this is the wild part, dude. It's like, and it also seemed like he took pieces from like certain movies, like when like the family had so my man's son had to go up into the mountains to go meet the rest of his family. Mm-hmm. It was like the shit looked exactly like 2012. I was like, yo, this is the same shit. Like, it's like they went to the same location and just reshot that shit with different characters. It's like I like Emmerich. I like what he do, but it's like I feel like, you know what I'm saying, he lost his touch with this one, man. Like I think for the visually, the way that this movie looked, it wasn't supposed to be as badly written as it was. Mm-hmm. And I was disappointed, man. You know, especially you got somebody like Halle Berry, you expect, you know, not that she don't miss, but this just wasn't it, man. It just wasn't it. And I just felt that it's like, yo, like I wasted like 2.5 hours. That movie was long as fuck too.
It really was. Like unnecessarily long.
And you know, and this is when you know a movie's bad. And you know I hate criticizing movies. But you know it's bad when you pause it to see how much longer you got. Mm-hmm. Like I'm like, damn, man, there's still an hour left.
For sure. I know exactly what you mean by that, bro. I've been there multiple times.
Yeah, because you at least like I feel like, I mean, it's not irresponsible, but it's like if you're gonna start it, man, you might as well finish it. And it's like I had to force myself to finish it, and it was like it's just a bad version of 2012 and Day After Tomorrow. 100%. And for y'all to use space and ruin, like, how do you ruin a space movie, man? Like, come on. So I was disappointed with that.
Man, I feel you. So for me, man, I was on Netflix perusing, and I seen, you know what I'm saying, anytime I see anything with Ohio in it, I check it out just because,
I want to,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's where I'm from. And, you know what I'm saying, I just got to look into it to see what it is, because sometimes it'd be stuff that got something to do with my hometown in it, or it'd just be something, you know what I'm saying, with something that's close to here. But I was watching a show called Devil in Ohio. Is a Netflix series. Excuse me. It's about a little girl who basically found her way to escape from a cult. And she ended up getting found in a hospital. And one of the nurses pretty much, you know what I'm saying, took a liking to her, helped her out, and kind of took her in and was trying to help her find a foster home, but basically ended up finding a way to pretty much be her foster parent. And when I tell you that this girl is socially awkward, that is an understatement. She is definitely different. So basically, she is like a part of this cult that's somewhere in Ohio, and then like because they never tell you where it is. But basically, she escapes from the cult, and they're actually looking for her. The cult members are looking for her. And once she gets with the nurse and her family or whatever, the nurse is trying to acclimate her into normal life, because she realized that she's been, you know, put through this life that, you know, a kid shouldn't have to go through. And she only I think she's only like 15 or 16 or whatever. So the nurse has 2 daughters or whatever, and then, you know, the girl is trying to be friends with the daughter. She takes a liking to the older daughter, but she be scaring the shit out the younger daughter. Like, it's crazy. It's a whole bunch of crazy shit. And I'm only on episode 4 right now, but it's getting good. There's some stuff in there that I'm like, yo, this is wild. Like, they went to a lady's house who is like a career foster parent. So she got like all these goddamn kids in her house, right? Well, when she walked in, she got a cross sitting up there. So the girl see the cross and she kind of frees up. So, you know what I'm saying? You see that, you be like, what the hell? So, you know, time goes through, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Her anxiety kicking in, kids running all around the goddamn house. She more anxious about kids running around the house than the actual foster parent is. So, you know what I mean? She finally get her bearings about her. So the lady like, come on, let's go ahead and go. I just wanted to bring you over here to see, you know what I'm saying, if you liked it or not. So when she leave, they cut back to the fucking cross. The cross is upside down. I'm like, okay, so this is either the devil's child for real, or it's just she the devil or something. Something's going on. She might be having special powers later on. I'm super excited now. But yeah, it's nice, man. It's a good show so far, so good. And you know what I'm saying? It be featuring my Cleveland Browns. You know what I'm saying? They got a lot of Browns talk in this movie. So I mean, not movie, but in this show. So I'm definitely with it. But it's on Netflix called Devil in Ohio.
Yeah, I seen that pop up. I was definitely gonna get to that.
Yeah, for sure. It's pretty good though. It's definitely pretty good. So man, listen, this movie that we got today is I told you guys this is gonna be an interesting pod this episode. So you guys stay tuned in. Don't try to switch over to another pod, or don't try to have one earphone in. Put two earphones in on this one, because this is definitely going to pique interest. This movie came out in 2000, man. It had starred Kevin Bacon, Josh Brolin, and a host of other people that aren't really that famous now. And
whoa, hold up, man! You can't do that to Elizabeth Shue and Kim Dickens like that.
Yes, I can. What is the last thing they was in?
Man, look, Elizabeth Shue was just in look, she did the Piranha joint. You know what I'm saying?
Trash
she
movie.
did. It was, but she looked good in the cop suit. And then she did that one TV show that was good, man. Where she was like evil. And she ended up killing herself at the end. And Kim Dickens, man, she was the star of Fear the Walking Dead. What you talking about?
Yeah, trash show as well. See what I'm saying?
She was in Gone Girl.
Okay, respect. I give her that. But anyway, so you know what I'm saying? We're doing Hollow Man. This movie basically is the creep film of 2000. They went a route that I did not realize that in 2000 that this was the route that they've taken. So long story short, this movie comes out. I think I was like, I don't know, 10 when this came out. No, I was like 12 when this came out, 12, 13. And everybody knows the scene that I got excited for in this movie, because every 13-year-old would get excited to go see this movie for that scene. However, you just don't realize what's actually going on at 12, 13 like you think you should, because you're so excited about it being an invisible dude in this movie. Or at least that's what, you know what I'm saying, I kind of went through. Rewatching this, man, where does this movie put you?
Okay, honestly, dude, the graphics that they had for 2000, that shit looked good. Like,
the only time it didn't look good, and this is it may be because we watching stuff in like 1080 and all that now, but or 4K or whatever kind of TV you got at this point. The only thing that messed up is when she put her hand on the gorilla when it was invisible. That's the only time it looked bad, because you could tell it looked fake at that moment. But outside all that, everything else looked great.
But yeah, like it looks great. It holds up. But like going back and watching it, like when you think about scientists, man, and like the shit that they would put themselves through just to advance, it's just like, yeah, these motherfuckers are crazy. But going back and watching it, man, there was stuff that I forgot. I forgot, man, the girl across the street, man, that's my girl from Underworld, the Rising of the Lycans, man. I forgot that she was in this. But but hey, no,
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Great rack.
Man,
come on, man. Come on, man. She was cold in that movie, my boy.
Man, she's still cold. I don't know what you're talking about. Like,
but no, like just on the like some girl next door type stuff. Yeah. That was perfect casting.
Definitely. But yeah, like going back and watching it, I that was the first thing that caught my attention, was like how good everything looked. And then just thinking about like these scientists, and then like, you know, breaking the rules and doing shit. But man, I'm interested to hear what your beef is, because like even going back and watching it, like, yeah, you looking at it like, yo, this is some shit that I wouldn't get myself involved in. And it's like, you know, and I know a lot of people thinking, okay, what is this black girl doing here? These people, like, I know you probably thinking
grew up in the suburbs.
But then like you think about like the research that they're doing, and then they have the meeting with the government. You like, yeah, they trying to get some invisible troops.
For sure. For sure. Hey, I never realized that was the whole purpose for so long, and until I rewatched this. For so long, I always thought they was trying to find the cure to cancer.
Man, these motherfuckers trying to get invisible troops, man, to go over there.
I thought they was trying to cure cancer because so when they basically bring the gorilla back, you know what I'm saying? They basically show you like all the things. So they show you like the skeletal frame, it show you the nervous system, it show you the muscles and the organs and all this. So I'm like, oh man, they might be able to find a way to find out what's wrong with a motherfucker before they can, you know what I'm saying? They ain't got to do no x-rays, none of that. This is pretty cool. In my mind, anytime I watch this movie, I'm like, damn, a cure to cancer, you know what I'm saying, caused all this. Now, when I rewatch this, I realized that none of that was true. The whole thing was that basically they were trying to do some espionage stuff for the government. So, man, let me tell you something. I rewatched this, and I realized that whoever wrote this doesn't have a real imagination. Right? Because I'm gonna be honest with you. There was no way that if I was Kevin Bacon in this situation, I wasn't trying to rhyme, but I would never do the stuff he did in this movie. First and foremost, he going around trying to get some. That's the last thing on my mind. That's the last thing on my mind as an invisible person. I could care less about all that. Do you know how many the pranks, the robberies, you know what I'm saying? Like he was committing all the wrong crimes. Then he was getting caught. Like as an invisible person, I've never imagined someone getting caught so much doing this shit. I'm sitting here like, yo, how do they keep catching this nigga? They can't see him. They don't know what he's doing whenever he's doing something. Like every time something happens, they catch this nigga. This nigga, he confuses them at first, but then of course they scientists, so they start being logical and be like, hold on, wait a minute, and start using everything to catch him, and they catch him
every time,
bro. So but yeah, my real beef with this was just like he just didn't do the stuff that to me I feel like a normal person would do, bro. Like if I'm invisible, first and foremost, when I get a chance to actually get out and leave, I'm gonna take the latex glove and mask off. I'm gonna walk to the nearest bank. I'm gonna go in the bank. I'm gonna wait till they open up wherever the money at. I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna get me some cash. And then I'm gonna do some ghost stuff, of course. Floating money, and I'm gonna walk out the door with the money.
Yeah.
Then, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go around, mess with a few people. My favorite part of the movie is when he kept moving the Coke can. I thought that was hilarious because that's the type of stuff that I would do as an invisible person. You know what I'm saying? I would do stuff like that. I would go, somebody walking past, just open the door, see what they do. You know what I mean? That type of stuff. I get, what I'm saying? I get a couple laughs and kicks in. I mean, so kicks and laughs in. Just, please myself first. And then last but not least, you know what I'm saying? I would definitely just go, you know what I'm saying, to Burger King or McDonald's or whatever. Wait till they, you know what I'm saying? Wait till they make an order and then snatch it and then eat it and dip out. You know what I mean? That's the type of stuff you're supposed to do as an invisible person. You're supposed to take advantage of all the liberties you have. I'm not worried about sneaking up on a naked woman in that moment. Because that's the last thing on the agenda. That's what you do when you've done everything else. You've exalted all your uses as an invisible person. That's when you go into that. This is the first thing, the first train this nigga jumped on was Pervert Train. And I'm like, bro, come on, man. It's not that serious.
I think it was because, if y'all seen this movie, he was, in a relationship with Linda. Mm-hmm. And Linda broke up with him. And when they showed him sitting at his computer when he figured out the whole thing to bring the gorilla back.
Yep.
And like he FaceTimed her, which I didn't even know it was really a thing in 2000. But he was like, "Yo, who's that?" He was like, "Who's that in your bed?" No, it wasn't a phone he did off the computer.
No, I'm just trying to think.
He called her.
They had iPhones then, didn't they?
Shit, 2000. I don't know. No, because man, when I was
Skype,
they might have had Skype, but I just didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
But but he like, who's that in your bed?
Mm-hmm.
She was like, that's none of your business anymore. And I think that even though he was rich, he was a scientist and all that type shit, I don't think he really been with nobody since they broke up.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think that he was just fucking horny. He was just like, yo, I'm gonna throw this thing at anybody. Cause look how hype he got by seeing his neighbor across the street. I can see why he was hyped on seeing a neighbor across the street.
For sure.
But I mean, if he had game and they broken up, why don't you go over there and try to talk to her? You know what I mean? Try to take her out or something. He didn't have no game. He had zero game.
He's an invisible man. You don't need no game.
No, I'm talking about
you gotta do when you seen her as the invisible man, keep all that latex shit on. And be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I've been seeing you, you know what I'm saying, walking in the building or whatever. I just like to get to know you, blah, blah, blah. And then, pique her interest. She say no. Okay, look, let me hip you on to something real quick. You know what I'm saying? I want to show you a magic trick. Get invisible. You think she ain't gonna not date a nigga who could be invisible?
It didn't work that way though, because remember, like once you were invisible, they was working on a serum to bring them back, but they couldn't. So this wasn't a situation where you could go back and forth. Like unless
back and forth, that's you just looking for a one night stand. You ain't trying to be with her.
Yeah, but like, what he gonna go over there with that ugly looking mask that he had on and be like, "Hey, watch this," and take it off?
Yeah,
that mask was trash.
Yeah, 100% trash. However,
he was not gonna talk.
However, do you think if a motherfucker came up to you with that mask on and was like, "Man, I'm invisible under here," you was like, "Man, shut your ass up. You ain't invisible." They turn invisible, nigga. You gonna be like, "Oh man," you gonna be amazed. So imagine how hot and bothered that woman would have been if she could see, she can't see, but she would know that it's a real invisible person going on around here. Come on, man. What are we talking about? It's some freaks out here. You think she wouldn't want to bone on her own consent an invisible person?
I feel you, but remember, he went at Linda, was like, "Yo, we talked about this. You know what I'm saying? It's here now." And she still was like, "Nah, you know what I'm saying? I'm with my guy over here." Well, no, she didn't admit that it was him because she was too afraid to tell him.
She was still feeling him, bro.
Yeah, but she wasn't giving him nothing, though, man.
But he was an asshole anyway, though.
I mean, yeah, he was an asshole. Most smart motherfuckers like that are.
Yeah, but come on, man. Like, his assholeness was like super, super cocky.
No, dude, think about it. Think about the Social Network.
No, for sure. The
way they portrayed Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, but they portrayed him as pompous though. You know what I mean? And then like this nigga was just like cocky, like he was arrogant, like he had a cool about him. Nigga, it wasn't nothing cool about Mark Zuckerberg in the network. Nothing was cool about that nigga. He was awkward as hell. He was a real nerd. This nigga wasn't a nerd. First off, he was Kevin Bacon. People forget that Kevin Bacon, you know what I'm saying? Like, we forget that Kevin Bacon was something in that time. Ladies like Kevin Bacon. I don't know why, but ladies like Kevin Bacon. You know what I mean? So, them going to see Kevin Bacon, you know what I'm saying? He got this real, like, leather jacket coolness about him. Him being a scientist, come on, man.
I mean, I feel you.
Josh Brolin, I can see.
Yeah, but Josh Brolin got so many different looks, dude. Josh Brolin can show up with a goatee and look completely different.
He can, but he don't got the face that says, like, ladies like him.
Oh, you mean Kevin Bacon?
No, I'm talking about Josh Brolin.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Kevin Bacon.
No, ladies love Kevin Bacon for some odd reason. Josh Brolin, though, that dude is like, he like stone face ugly.
But he cool, though.
Is he?
It seemed like every role he played, he seemed to be really cool. Like even when he played in that Outer Range movie, even though he was you know what I'm saying, a dude that, you know, lived on a ranch, he was a rancher and all that type shit. Even in No Country for Old Men, it was like, even though it was like,
bro, he played Tommy Lee Jones in Men in Black, bro. Like, how boring could you be?
But he's Thanos, man.
He was boring as Thanos.
I don't know, man. I think he was cool as Thanos.
Nah, but I know he was great as Thanos. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, like, but he was like, he made Thanos boring though. Like, he made Thanos like this laid back ass. I don't know, bro. It's just, to me, I thought Thanos should have had a little turn up to him. Like, nigga, he's a fucking Eternal. He's supposed to be going crazy. But no, this nigga was boring. Like, the way he was talking to Gamora before he threw her over the thing. Come on, fam.
Man, it's just like in No Country for Old Men when the old girl kept asking him all the questions. Like, you keep asking me questions, I'm about to take you in the room and fuck you. Just like,
you know what I'm saying? Kind of creepy.
Yeah.
What is I can't even get it out. I just want to ask any woman in the world. I just want to ask them about that personal scene and be like, what was sexy about that? Because nothing about that screamed sexy. It didn't scream hot and bothered. It didn't scream none of that. Like, come on, man. He's just he seems as if, like, if you put him next to a empty Pepsi can, you'd rather hang out with the empty Pepsi can.
Man, what did Charles Burley do to you, man?
Nothing, bro. He just seems like a boring ass person in real life. Every role he plays is a boring role. He was boring as fuck. He's in the middle of you know what I'm saying, him and his lady about to get it on. This nigga is thinking about a fucking serum to save the other scientist who's her ex-boyfriend. Fuck that nigga, bro. What are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, he's the one who was like, hey, I'm a volunteer for this. This nigga volunteered, man. I shouldn't be busting my butt to save this nigga. No. I don't really care if he survives or not. Fuck that nigga. Like, what we talking about?
Okay, but this is the thing, though. And everything you said is fucking hilarious. But they had to save him because their jobs were at risk because he ended up telling them that he lied. You know, he lied to the committee about not, because he told them that they didn't save the gorilla. And so he wanted more time because he wanted to do the test study on himself so they could start human trials. He's like, why not start with me? I'm the guy that can, get myself into this, and I'm the guy that can get myself out of this. So with him thinking about getting him out, he's also thinking about his career. But at the same time, in the sake of this argument, at this exact moment, what you about to do, where your head is headed, I'm not thinking about this dude. You know what I'm saying? We can conversate about this later. You know what I'm saying?
We shouldn't even be conversating about it.
No, I mean, we should conversate about it, but let me bust one off, and then, you know what I'm saying, once my head is clear.
She was this close to getting the mission accomplished. This nigga worrying about if they can save this nigga life or not, bro. That's why I said Josh Brolin. I don't know what it is about this nigga, man. He's born. That's it. She was pissed off. She was like, yo, can we talk about this later, my nigga? This is the last thing I'm worried about right now. He's like, oh yeah, but if the nucleus doesn't worry about, shut the fuck up. Who cares? She didn't even care about this nigga as much as he cared about him.
Man, I mean, look, you're right, but look, we got look, man, we got to talk about this, man. Like, yeah, you're right about the whole prank stuff. Like, that shit would have. I think for a normal human being, a majority of us anyway, like, yeah, that would have been something that we thought about. Because, like, he kind of did it where he would go into a room and like be like, yo, where is he at? You hear his voice on the left side of the room, and then you hear his voice on the other side of the room. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, you would do some shit like that to kind of fuck with people because, like, y'all cannot see me. And so, yeah, it would be fun to, to prank people and all that type of stuff. But if you're put in his situation where they had to kind of keep him there, and he was like, yo, like, I've been in this lab for a week, Like, I need to get out. Like, this shit is mad boring. Like, I'm going crazy in here. I can see how somebody can go, because it's kind of like what he said, yo, like, I feel like a prisoner in here. And I think that our minds, like, if we stuck in a place, especially the lifestyle that he was living, like being a guy that's a scientist that got a lot of money, you know what I'm saying? He's driving a Porsche, top back, all that type of shit. So, yeah, like, you can start to go crazy in there. But what ended up happening with him, which is normal, when you get that type of quote unquote power, you know what I'm saying? You start to look at it like, yo, maybe I don't want to go back, because now, like, I feel free. I could do what I want. And, you know, it got to a point where he was just like, yo, like, I don't want to go back, because, and I think what it really was
I think he had came to terms with the fact that Josh Brolin wasn't good enough to bring him back.
I think that I feel you what you're saying there, but I think, in my opinion, it was two events: when he went and raped the old girl across the way, and him going to go see that they were fucking now. And I think he was like generally in love with Linda, and their relationship didn't work out. And he's like, okay, so if I can't have her, and I can go and just smash girls invisibly. But this is the thing, though. I know he didn't want no robot. It's like, if you're invisible, I'm pretty sure you probably still got your DNA, though.
Bro, that's the last thing that nigga was worried about. First and foremost, he was worried about all. Like I said, this is what it just pissed me off, because his whole priorities was just stupid. You know what I'm saying? You worried about Linda. Nigga, you're the invisible man now. Fuck Linda. You can be with any Hollywood actress you want now. You can be with a lot of other people that was way better than Linda. Like, Linda was mid. All them women in this movie was mid besides the neighbor. She was probably the hottest one in the movie. And look what you did to her.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it just went to like 0 to 100 way too quick for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't do no hijinks. He didn't do none of that. Like, it was a bunch of stuff he could have did to kind of get us to the point, like, for a nice build up. You know what I'm saying? It was none of that. He just went from like invisible, and now he just like psycho mad. And it was just a whole bunch of shit to me that was just like, come on, man. Whoever wrote this just wasn't thinking about none of this shit. Like, first thing I'm thinking about when I'm invisible is not killing nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even for real thinking of like no real crime. I'm thinking of like, man, yo, I don't got to pay for no food no more. You know what I'm saying? I could just, I mean, let's keep it 100. I ain't got to really pay for nothing no more. I don't need no clothes. I can walk around just butt naked all if I want to. Who gonna see me?
And I wonder, like, could you get cold and still get, you know what I'm saying, get cold or hot? You know what I'm saying? Like, I
think he could.
Then, like,
remember he had the blanket on for a minute.
Yeah, so I don't know how great that would be, man.
I don't know, like, but I tell you what I do though, because I was thinking of like a good prank. I would follow like the ugliest dude I could find, right? No, for real. Listen to me. I would find the ugliest dude I could find, and I would spray hella cologne on me and just walk behind him the whole time and see what women do. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Like that type of stuff. Come on, man. You got to use your powers for like what your powers is meant for, bro. That type of stuff, that's hilarious. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could take the cologne. Who gonna know you got the cologne? Nobody knows you got it. You go to Macy's, you know what I'm saying? The shit just be out on the counter. Spray yourself.
Dude, no. Like, you got to do some 6-man shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he was in the restaurant, like you just go to restaurants and just fuck with people. Like just get like when somebody trying to put like the food in their mouth and like smack their hand.
Come on, now we thinking. That's what I'm saying, bro. That type of shit, bro. Go have fun. You worried about all the wrong shit. Go have fun. Go somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Go to Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Knock some shit off the shelf with somebody in the alleyway or something. Have some real fun.
Hey, when somebody got to put some salt on their food, like you untwist it and then they go to pour it and all the salt.
Come on, man. Like it's just that type of stuff. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Like this movie to me served better as being a comedy than it did as being a thriller, because the way that they made this a thriller, they was like, yo, what's the wildest shit that we could do as invisible people? Let's just do that. Don't do nothing else. Let's just do that. We're gonna kill people and we're gonna rape women. I'm like, yo, this is not what an Invisible Man would do in real life.
Look, I feel you, and I understand what you're saying.
And he kept going back to the lab.
I think that I hear what you say. I think it should have been both. I think that they should have added more comedic things to it to give the movie a little bit more flair. You know what I'm saying? Where he's just going around fucking with people. Like, we needed more of the movement of the Coke can. Like, we needed more of that. But they did go 0 to 100 real quick, because once he started getting frustrated on not being able to go back, and like, dude, the transformation shit looked so fucking cool, man. Like when the gorilla first started coming back, man, you know, they showing you the shit. Like the man, that was wild. Like, they're showing you the bones and the muscles and then all that shit. Like, that shit was dope. The way the brain came in, and like, it was just a really dope thing to see. But like, I think they should have added a little bit more of that to make it a little more funnier. But to take the dark turn that they did to the point where he was like, yo, I'm gonna murder my whole squad, so because they're the only people who know about who I am and what I am. Yeah, that was. He
didn't have to do that.
Well, this is the thing. They was gonna go turn him in.
How? This is what I'm saying. As smart as he was, and as smart as they were, right? Like, let's break this down real quick. As smart as they were, okay. Say he, you know what I'm saying, you try to bring him back and this nigga die. Right? Just go bury him somewhere. Who gonna find him?
True, but one.
No, for real. Who gonna find him?
I hear what you're saying. But you got to look at it from this part, though. When he snuck out the last time, when he went and he saw that they was fucking or whatever, and he threw the thing through the window. So that's when they made the decision, yo, we're going to go tell old dude that he, you know, that we did this, we fucked up, whatever. They went and told the dude, and then he went and drowned the dude in the pool.
But that's what I'm saying. They didn't have to tell anybody. Nobody knew this nigga was invisible.
Yeah, but they was going. Exactly, but they had it set in their mind that they was going to tell.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I said they was just making all the wrong decisions in this movie. First and foremost, you got the evidence that the gorilla survived.
True.
The gorilla is back. You got all the data, you got everything. So instead of just going to tell, hey man, look, I don't know what dude said. I don't know why y'all thought that the gorilla didn't survive. The gorilla right here. We don't know where he at. He could have died. You buried him. We don't know where he went. Maybe he went somewhere else with the data. Now they off, you know what I'm saying, thinking of how they gonna find dude. Now he a wanted man and all this. It's a whole story I done made up to figure out this whole thing. And then secondly, he's stupid because he could have just left and never came back and nobody would have known the difference. He could have been living in his apartment the whole time. You can't really evict him because nigga, you can't see him.
This is true, but what he wanted, and I understand it, what he wanted was, I want to be out in the world and do what I want, and like nobody knows. That it was 4 or 5 people that knew. So if some shit started to happen where, I don't know, this mysterious thing happened and nobody saw nothing, they could be like, yo, that's Sebastian. Like,
so you think the government? You think the government that got these niggas in underground cavern laboratory is going to admit that they gave these scientists the right, you know what I'm saying, to basically work on the invisible stuff, to get that out there? No, first and foremost, you got to think about this type of stuff. The government not going to let them talk.
No. They're not going to.
That's what I'm saying.
No, not the government. I'm talking about the people that he worked with. Now, would they go as far?
Because the government gonna stop them.
Well, they was gonna fire them.
Fire them. Who cares?
I mean, my man,
he killed him.
I mean, my man already fired him anyway. Because remember when they went outside, he was like, "Yo, y'all might as well go ahead and go clean out your desk."
Mm-hmm.
So I get Sebastian's point of wanting to be out in the world invisible and nobody knows.
Which he could have did at any moment. This is what I'm saying. He could have did that at any moment. He didn't have to kill nobody. He didn't have to tell nobody. He could have been left. You think they gonna walk around wherever they was at with thermal goggles on? No. People would have been like, "What the fuck are you doing, sir?"
No. What I'm saying is that they could have blew his cover at some point. But I do understand the fact of you could go anywhere. Like he could leave the country and just go out in Paris.
Nigga, he can go up the street. How do you blow the cover of an invisible person?
I mean, that's true. It's true.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't have to go out the state. He didn't have to go out to town. He could win it wherever he wanted to go. They can't see him.
I understand. I get what you're saying because they never would have been able to find him if he never would have went back. But I also get the point of I don't want even these 4 or 5 people to even know. Like he didn't want anybody to know because if it was a situation where if Sebastian was going to go the route that he was already going on, you know what I'm saying? You got a series of women going to the police like, "Yo, I felt like I've been raped, but I didn't see nobody."
Well, yeah, when he doing that, then he gonna get himself caught. What I'm saying is, nigga, you can go live and do whatever you want. Yo, you don't need nothing. You don't really need nothing. That's what I'm saying. Yo, you want to go stay in the fanciest hotel? Walk in there. Walk in the hotel. You follow the cleaning people around. When they go clean the suite, you just go in there and sit down. Make sure you stay out their way. And then when they close the door, boom, you got a whole suite to yourself.
Yo, like you know how nuts it'll be, man. You just land in a bed and then you just feel like somebody's in the bed with you.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like this is what I'm saying. Like they didn't think, like when they was writing this, they didn't think this through. Like, dude, they should have had dude living like the life of real luxury. Like, yo, you can go play golf whenever you want to. You can go you could literally do whatever you want to as an invisible person, bro. You want to go stay in the penthouse suite? Boom, you can go stay in the penthouse suite. It ain't that hard. You know what I'm saying? Follow the service people around. Get on the elevator. Boom, you up there. It's just that easy. You know what I'm saying? You want to drive a fancy car. Walk into a dealership. You know what I'm saying? Find out where they keep the keys. Go test drive the car.
Yeah,
it's not that hard.
You know what I'm saying? Going around Washington, D.C. and there's a car just driving.
Just driving. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of stuff. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like people they didn't think this type of stuff through, bro. Like you don't really need no money. You don't need no clothes. I mean, you could have a house if you wanted to have a house. I mean, he had money, so he could just make sure all his bills and shit is on auto pay. He ain't got to worry about nothing else. And then when all is said and done, you go home and you know what I'm saying? You recoup and you get back out there and live life again. You go to the beach. You know what I'm saying? You get on planes for free. I mean, you could pretty much do whatever you want to do, bro.
I mean, yeah, this is true. But they went the thriller kind of horror route. And man, the way that he killed everybody, man. That was mad. I hate how he did old girl though, you know what I'm saying? The girl that was playing with a titty. Yeah. Like, yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? She went through it, man. Black girl got
she actually had the easiest death.
Yeah. Because she wasn't like strangled, like he just kind of broke her neck, you know what I'm saying?
And she was already tranquilized. So like she didn't know it was coming.
Yeah, she didn't know it was coming. That was messed up though. But nah, the way he did my dude, man, the way that he bled out, he probably got it to work.
Crazy. Okay, so this is another question I got for you too, though. Okay. Because what I realized was this nigga was strong as fuck.
I know, right?
So like, did that shit like give him like superpowers? I mean, well, not superpowers, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, did it give him like a little extra strength or whatever? Because like when he tossed, well, when they was trying to bring him back, remember when he had kicked Josh Brolin in the face, or Matthew or whatever the nigga name was, when he kicked him in the face, he was on the table. Remember, he picked dude up and threw him back with one hand.
Yeah, that I don't know. They didn't explain to us.
Yeah, because I thought that was interesting too.
Yeah, like he did seem a lot stronger, and even how fast he was moving on that thing when he was like the dot, when it was like where he is, seemed like he was moving a little fast, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Seemed like he was hitting those corners a little fast. So it could have possibly advanced that stuff because you got to think like what we don't know is scientifically, we don't know like what it would do to your body if you know what I'm saying, if you are invisible. So I wish they would have told us like a little bit more about him being invisible. Because the only thing they said was like he couldn't really sleep because his eyelids couldn't shut.
That's what I'm saying, bro. You could walk around everywhere with your eyes closed. So like you could be like,
I thought he couldn't. I thought he said that he couldn't close his eyes.
No. I'm saying like he could close his eyes. It just didn't make a difference. What I'm saying is you could be doing something and be like, I'm doing this with my eyes closed. You get it?
Yeah, I get it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, come on, man. That's what I'm saying. This nigga could have been a comedian. Like, bro, he didn't think this through, man. He never thought this through. Think about this. You the perfect comedian, bro. You're an invisible dude. You got the mic just going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? You telling your jokes. They gonna freak out at first, but eventually they gonna laugh.
Ain't nobody laughing at that. Everybody is running. There's a voice on stage and a mic moving, and we don't see shit. Man,
bro. You can take that to Vegas.
Man,
that's your first joke. Just letting you guys know, you know what I'm saying, I'm doing this with my eyes closed. Dunks, and then everybody, you know what I'm saying, break the ice, everybody laugh. And boom, come on, man, what we talking about?
I hear you, man. And
he didn't have the right people around him. He didn't have the right people around him.
I think they wanted to make it more of a scary type of thriller type of movie. I think they just really wanted to take that route. But everything you're saying, man, is all great ideas.
And the one dude, this is why I think you know what I'm saying, he deserved to die the way he did. Cause he was just as creepy as Sebastian was. This nigga was in the room looking at the nudie mag, bro. Why you got you supposed to be doing science, my nigga? Why you got the nudie mag down there?
He was a yes man to Sebastian.
For sure. He like, yo, you didn't do nothing creepy. I'm like, nigga, first off, get off my neck. Like, back up, motherfucker. What are we talking about?
Because even when they was like talking about turning them in, he was on Sebastian's side of like not doing it. You know what I'm saying, bro? Yeah, but there's always one.
He could have really. I ain't gonna lie. He could have tricked him into doing whatever.
Yeah, that dude. Even when he was like, "Yo, I'm going out for a minute," he was like, "Okay, whoa, wait a minute. What you mean going out for a minute? You can't leave." And like he could have done more, said more to, you know, at least try to talk Sebastian out of leaving. But I guess he looked at it like he's my boss, so I can't really tell him what to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I don't know, man. It's a lot. To me, I feel like it's a lot more. You know what I'm saying? He could have did, bro. Like, I mean, hell, you could have went and stole other scientists' work. They would have never known. You could have been in all kind of labs. Hey, man, look, you know what I'm saying? They were over there working on the cure for cancer, baby. I got the notes. We just cured cancer. Let's go. Let's do this.
But you got to look at it this way, though. Mm-hmm. He looked at himself as a guy. So he looked at himself as being smarter than other scientists. So I don't think that he would have wanted other scientists' work, though.
I'm just saying, you right about that for sure, because he definitely did. I'm just saying, just like the stuff that, you know what I'm saying, all the other things he could have did besides the route he took. Because to me, I feel like he wasted, you know what I'm saying, this amazing gift that he had.
Yeah.
You know, you went straight to killing people. Like, I don't have to kill you. I can just get out of here and nobody would know the difference. Nobody's gonna believe you that an invisible motherfucker is walking around. You know what I'm saying? You already done told the government what you told them. So at the end of the day, I mean, y'all the ones that's gonna go to jail, not me. They can't find me.
Yeah. Because I mean, you're right. Like everything you said, like, man, just going around tripping people up. Like
you know and see, that's what I'm saying. You ain't even gotta do that. I'm just saying, bro, you could just be living your best life doing whatever you want.
I mean, this is all facts here, man. This is all facts.
You know what I'm saying? You can go home, turn off all the lights. If you know what I'm saying, you can't sleep, turn off all your lights. Go somewhere, just turn off all the lights. Go to sleep. You know what I mean? You can find ways to sleep. That's nothing.
Yeah. But I do wish that they would have gave us a little bit more, because like I feel like all they gave us was, like my eyes are sensitive to the light and I can't really shut my eyelids. They didn't tell us if he got stronger. They didn't tell us if he got faster. They didn't tell us, what his muscles felt like.
Yeah.
It just could have been more said, and they really kind of left that out.
Yeah, they left out a lot in this movie, bro. But I mean, for what it was, I get it. You know what I'm saying? As a thriller, I mean, it could have been easier ways just for him to kill people. Like, first and foremost, like, this nigga killed dude in the swimming pool. You didn't have to go there
and struggle. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, with an old man in the swimming pool, you didn't have to even do that. You could have waited till he walked back in the house, could have stabbed him and walked out. Nobody would have known.
Or just walk behind him and break his neck. And keep on walking.
That's what I'm saying. Anything. That's what I'm saying. It was way easier ways to do the shit he was doing. Like when he was on top of the pipe and he was choking dude out. You didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
Truthfully, he could have went to go get them tranquilizer guns, just tranquilized everybody and killed them that way. Like it was way easier ways to get done what he wanted to get done, bro. Like this nigga was really bugging. I don't get it, man. To me, like I said, it was a waste of a superpower. And this goes to show you that, you know what I'm saying, people think that they want something, but when you get it, it ain't what you really think.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. Yeah. Because even when we, watch like these She-Hulk, she don't want it. As far as I haven't my bad. But She-Hulk, she didn't want it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? She's like looking at it like a curse. Even she said, like, what am I gonna be? Like a broke superhero who ain't got no money. So like, yeah, like you could think like, yo, like I think he looked at it like, yo, it'd be so great to be invisible. And it's like once he got it, but I'm gonna be honest with you, just my opinion. I think what he wanted, to be able to turn himself invisible, break himself back, and keep doing it. But I think that he wanted Linda. I think at the end of the day, one of the reasons why he turned mad was because Linda didn't want him. And then when he found out that it was
basically a crime of passion.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. You are a great lawyer.
Hey, I'm just saying, that's what it felt like to me.
You are a great lawyer.
It felt like to me, like if Linda would have, you know what I'm saying, left old dude and been with Sebastian, I think that he would have been fine.
I agree. I definitely agree. But I mean, like, at this point, I'm an invisible dude. Linda is like, that's old news. I had that already. It's time to move on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's other worlds to conquer at this point.
That it is.
Yeah, consensually, might I add, because this nigga was wilding.
Yeah, he definitely was wilding.
He was wilding. So let's go to the Fire Flames, man.
Let's do it.
All right.
Yoga Fire. Yoga Flame.
Fire Flames, bro. What you got?
I'm gonna start off with the rating. I'm gonna give it. I was originally gonna do a 3, but I'm gonna push it up to a 3.5 because of like, the way that he looked, like even when he was in a swimming pool, that shit was dope.
That was
when they blew,
was crazy too.
Yeah, and like how they blew like smoke on him, and you like the way that you could see him in the smoke, the way that the body was coming back, even at the end when his body got burnt and he was trying to pull her on the elevator shaft joint. Just him being like, it did not look fake. Like it, like the person that did like all the visual shit did a phenomenal job. But I think that they could have added more comedic things to it. I think they could have explained a little bit more of actually how it felt, because there was a scene where he asked the dog before he was able to go invisible. He was like, "How does it feel?" And it's like once he became it, he didn't even let us know how it felt.
Right.
So yeah, I felt like they could have gave us a little bit more. They could have added a little bit more to the plot. So I'm gonna give it a 3.5, man.
Okay then. So I'm not gonna lie, I was gonna give it a 2.5. But like you said, the visual effects pretty much saved this movie. The way that everything looked, like you said, was great. Because even rewatching this, going just at the gorilla scene, I was like, yo, for a movie to come out in 2000, like the graphics in this movie are amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like literally amazing. Even when she had set him on fire and he was walking away and like you just start seeing like the ashes falling and all
ashes,
that. He was snatching everything off. I was like, yo, like that for somebody to come up with that, especially in 2000, and have it look the way it looked, they're like that should look great. Even now, because we talk a lot about how going back and watching older movies with their graphics and seeing and be like, that shit don't look that good. But then, you know what I'm saying, now you go on the shit and it's in 1080 or it's in 4K or 8K. Even now, it still looks like a modern, up-to-date, you know what I'm saying, like technology. So for sure, they definitely killed it with the graphics. But the storyline to me was a good storyline. It's just like, I don't know, it seems like they rushed through it. The plot was great, but it was like, man, there's so many other things. Like we've been talking about this whole episode. There's so many other things he could have did besides just going around raping and killing people. But at the same time, I forgot he was a white dude, so you know that's their nature. What can I say? But I will say this though, the cast was brilliant because for them to have, you know what I'm saying, like really it was 3 to 4 solid stars in this movie, and the rest was just like pretty much everybody supporting, of course. But for them to have those actors and actresses in this movie, and for it to really just be them throughout the whole movie was great, because not only that, like they're working with people, you know what I'm saying, that are in green screen suits, and you know what I'm saying, they got the I forgot what it's called, the light tracking suits and all that for the movement. So like they're working with all that. Even when Linda was talking to him and they were showing us through the POV, and she was staring at the camera the whole time. Like, so she's doing this whole scene staring at the camera. She's not even talking to anybody for real. So like for them to do all that, like, yeah, I had to think about that too. And then so that's what made me move it up to a 3. So yeah, I'm gonna give this a 3 for sure.
Cool deal. Look, we're tinkering around the same thing. We're thinking the same thing.
For sure. But I mean, like I said, man, it's a good movie. It's just I don't think that they put a lot of time and effort as far as storyline, and I think that they pretty much focused on the visuals way too much. Even though it was worth it, I think they should have took a little bit more time working on, you know what I'm saying, getting that story together. But coming soon, man. Let's see what we got.
Coming soon to own on video and DVD.
On this next episode.
So what we got, man? We got a classic in my eyes, man.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very underrated though. Very underrated classic. We got the movie, man. We got Eagle Eye coming at y'all, man. Starring Shia LaBeouf. Also, Michelle, I think it's Mullihan. She just played she was the girl that played in the Echo joint that I was talking to you about. She's in it, man. It's basically a movie about a dude who had a twin brother that worked in the government. This machine ended up killing his brother, and they needed him to come and replace him because they wanted to eliminate these targets that the machine just brought up. So I think that this movie is a very, very underrated movie, man. And this is one of those movies where, you know, like we get the comedic Shia LaBeouf. You know what I'm saying? We've seen it, you know what I'm saying, with Transformers, and you know what I'm saying, with Disturbia and all this type shit. Like we see
Hoes.
You know what I'm saying? Even when he was in Constantine for the short little time. Yep. But like this is where you really see like he's really, really acting in this stuff. So yeah, I think this is a great movie because this is another one of those government movies where it creates something and this thing goes crazy and it just, you know what I'm saying, this like a machine started picking its own targets. Like
it's an interesting film, and I always thought it was an interesting film because it basically kind of gives a what if scenario of what if AI could kind of think for itself. What if AI could kind of, you know what I'm saying, take all the data that is, you know what I'm saying, that's being input, that is gathering and everything else, and it can actually create you know what I'm saying, an algorithm for itself to be able to think, to be able to make decisions, and to be able to do all this other stuff. And the way that they kind of put this together in this movie was very interesting, because it kind of is a reflection of the government, but it's also kind of a reflection of society. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I thought that was a great way of how they put this together. I'm very excited to do this episode as well.
Yeah, man. So am I.
For sure, man. So listen, guys, you know, you guys can let us know how we did. You guys can let us know how we didn't. You guys can suggest some stuff to us. You could, you know, tell us some things that we might need. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, you thought that Sebastian did a great job in Hollow Man, and you would have did the same thing. Let us know so we can stay away from it. You know what I'm saying? But you can do that by going on the socials, man. Instagram and Twitter at ViewAnon and then on Facebook, VA Pod Watch Group. Make sure you check that out. You know what I'm saying? Get on there, follow us, subscribe, or whatever button that they have on there. Make sure you get interactive. Let us know how we're doing. Subscribe to the podcast, of course. If you are on Spotify, you can watch us. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you follow us on Spotify as well. And also, man, the 4-3 will be out Saturday. You can go to Facebook and check that out as well. You can also listen to us on Spotify the next day. So the 4-3, our football podcast, is moving to Saturdays, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be live and in direct. Go to Facebook at the 4-3. Find that page. Follow that page. You can watch us live, or you can go to Twitch at Scoots Bronson, my Twitch, and we will be live on there too. It is an interactive football show. You can get in there. You can put your comments in there. You can disagree with us. You can agree with us. You can do all that good stuff. Your comments will be shown live on there. Also, you know what I'm saying, if it's good enough and you got a good point, we definitely might even read your comments. So make sure you check us out on the 4-3. And then as far as me, man, follow me at Scoots Bronson on Twitter. I have a link tree in that bio. You can click that link and find me everywhere else.
And y'all can find me at s.foster8 on Instagram and on Twitter at 28 minutes or less pod. That is just on IG. Follow the podcast on all major platforms at 28 minutes or less. You know what I'm saying? Rate, subscribe, leave a review, all of that good stuff like we would ask y'all to do on this as well. The last episode is still episode 99. Foxcatcher, the Prince of Pennsylvania. So go check that out. You know what I'm saying? Get those numbers up. Very interesting story on John DuPont. And that's all I got right now, man.
That's what's up, man. And listen, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. It's always fun doing this podcast, and it's always great to get your feedback. Until next episode, man. Like I said, Hollywood, that's a wrap.
Cut.